Welcome back to Let's Play Myst, the 2021 remake, which a little while ago finally got an update to add the Rime Age, the bonus age that was present in real Myst, but up until that point was not present in this version of the game. And as you can see, I am playing through this in screen mode. I will not subject you to VR for this. It does also mean that this is not a blind playthrough. I have actually played Rime before. And as you will see, Rime has been updated considerably more than the rest of Myst was. It's not just a visual update. It is more akin to Riven in that it was sort of reimagined and expanded a little bit. But yeah, I'm just playing this in screen mode, so you get the full 4K, 60 FPS, ray tracing, all the bells and whistles that this game has to offer. This is a save game I just loaded from the end of the game, where we have visited all 4 ages, collected all the pages, and Atreus has been freed and has taken care of his sons. Just like the original real Myst, after all of that has taken place, you simply return to Myst and find a new book. This time not on the floor, he actually put it on a shelf, which is probably a change they made for VR again, because, yeah, getting stuff from the floor is annoying, you have to bend over. But, and if you're seated, you might not be able to reach the floor if you've adjusted your height, which is how I typically play. But it also kind of makes sense that you would just put this here rather than just drop it on the floor, to be perfectly honest. Looks like there's also a letter here. My friend, now that you have seen the destruction wrought by Cirrus and Achenar, you no doubt have a very specific idea of who they were. Greedy, envious, hateful men. But there is one more page to turn, one last age, where I hope you might see them as I did. As my sons. Atreus. I want to say that this is not handwritten the way the journals in Riven were. I look at these two Fs, they're too similar. The Ds as well. Yeah, I think this is a font. Which, you know, fair enough. This is an update to an existing game, not a full game like Riven. I do love the handwritten journals in Riven, though. But it seems like Atreus wants to show us something about his sons with one final age, and there is a journal here, Rime Volume 1. Doesn't look like it's a linking book. They're typically not labeled this way. So I'm guessing this is a journal. Rime, I have named it. A desolate age with a beauty that is quite different than I had expected or imagined. The intricate feathers of ice that fall from the sky are awe-inspiring. I feel as though I could sit and watch them for hours. And though it is cold here, like I have never experienced before, I find myself enjoying the change of temperature, for it is unlike any other place that I have ever seen. Perhaps the oddest thing is the silence. Although the wind blows on occasion, when it ceases there is a suffocating silence that falls on this place, broken only by the distant cries of unseen creatures. I visited 3 times, and I am sure now that this age will provide the environment I need. I believe the cold temperature is crucial for obtaining the necessary refraction of light. Examining the structure of the books is ever more perplexing, but I am driven forward by my need to understand. The great tree of possibilities can never be fully grasped, but I must at least try to find one particular branch. Of course, the chance of using a blank linking book to find one specific age amongst the infinite variations that must exist is infinitesimal. like searching for a specific grain of sand on the beach. The only workable solution is to focus the connection of a damaged, unusable linking book. Perhaps I can bridge this much smaller gap. On the subject of enlightenment, I would also like to find the cause of the mysterious lights that shine in the darkness here. Though I never assumed that I would be able to build especially fast here, the speed at which I am progressing is somewhat disappointing. I do think I will bring Cirrus and Achenar, as well as some of the machinery from Selenitic. Achenar chose to stay with Catherine, and while Cirrus was unhappy about the prospect of exploring a new age without his brother, he was still excited to come. He has spent the last few days here with me, helping me with the beginning phases of construction. He too seems to enjoy the ice and cold weather. He's intrigued with the crystals that we have brought with us. He has been a big help, as have others, and I hope to be able to begin my experiments here soon. Confirmation that Atreus did not build all the stuff we see in Myst by himself. I feel vindicated. Anyway, tonight Cirrus and I found a wondrous spot to view the lights, although it seems they decided to hide from us. After sitting in the cold winds for over 2 hours, we saw nothing. It was rather disappointing. Cirrus will return to Myst tomorrow. He has been a tremendous aid to me, and I'm thankful for his willingness to help. He is excited to tell Achenar about his adventures, and it's clear to me how much he has missed his brother's company. The hard part of the construction is over, although I have decided after tonight that I would like to add some kind of observation post. I won't be finished as soon as I'd hoped, although I'm fairly certain it will be worth the delay in the long run. I've decided to take a break from the construction now that the tunnel is almost complete. I'm quite convinced that with the right refraction, certain properties of the ink can be simulated. When I try to explain my theory to Catherine, she laughs and tells me I am trying to hold infinity in a bottle. She laughs, and I laugh. Maybe she is right, but I must try regardless. I came too close to success on Everdunes. Besides, if all that comes from this effort is time spent with my sons, it will have been worthwhile. Some diagrams of some stuff that we don't quite know what it is yet. I guess these might be the crystals that he's talking about. This is obviously some kind of structure. I'm fairly certain now that temperature indeed does have an effect on the refractive properties of the crystals. But I have realized that temperature alone is not enough. Each crystal responds differently to the lower temperatures, and controlling the particulars is proving challenging. Perhaps focusing on another, more attainable goal in the short term will help. I should finish the shaft to my observation post while I have the machinery here, perhaps tomorrow morning. The lights were beautiful again last night. They had not shown themselves for so long that I had almost forgotten their beauty. I still must find the cause. I'm feeling rather overwhelmed with what remains to be done. I have made no progress on the crystals. The shaft is not finished, nor is the observation post, or even the lab. I have not seen Catherine for some time, and I long to spend more time with Achenar and Cirrus. Besides all of that, there are, far away, in the back of my mind, the thoughts of my people and our lost city. I dreamt of them again last night. This is a scene familiar to us, of course. It is the harbor in Agura, and the big stone gate that sits at the front of it. Is this Kavir, maybe? It might be. I'm not sure. I've seen the city in its worst condition, and still, its beauty overwhelmed me. Even now, as I visualize how majestic it must have been before the destruction caused by Viovis and Agarus, it amazes and saddens me. I am certain that Dunny is not dead, as my father believed. I'm convinced that there must be some who managed to escape the destruction, and even now continue to survive in separate ages. Within me is an urging to take the chance and return to Dunny to find these survivors, and properly rebuild our city. However, I can do nothing until I'm certain of the fate of my father. If my plan failed, if I missed a single book when attempting to trap him on Riven, then he has been free all along. If that is true, then all that stands between him and the ages I have now written is the link from Dunny to Myst. As much as I wish to return to Dunny, without knowing the fate of my father, I cannot risk re-establishing that link. I must observe my father without re-establishing that link. It has been several years, and there have been many dead ends, but the solution is out there somewhere. I know it. At least I hope. Catherine will have her ideas about all of these things, and I miss her greatly. I will return to Rime later, when my mind is cleared. And some other things that we do know the meaning of. This seems to be the settings for the dimensional imager in the 4-chamber. This is the dimensional imager. And this, I guess, is the top of the dimensional imager, indicating there might be something on the back of it. And a 4-digit code, 2735. Also, 40 is a setting on the imager that I do not believe we have used before. So let's take a screenshot of that. So we can remember. Nothing new here, I don't think. Just the old journals. We don't need to fiddle around with the tower rotation this time either. But we must return to the dimensional imager. Which, unlike in the original Real Myst, means walking all the way around, because you can't climb the rock face in this game. Alright, the 4-chamber. So what's on the back? Another button. That doesn't actually do anything. I don't think that button was there before the update. Obviously, if you play the game now, I suppose it would be there. And you'd be wondering, like, what's this for? And you wouldn't find out for a very long time. Doesn't seem to do anything though. Maybe it needs to be on? Oh.
I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed.
Nope.
Catherine is one of our sons. I suspect.
Sorry, Atreus, we've already heard this. I think they still haven't added subtitles for the original videos, which is a bit weird to me, but wait, topographical extrusion test is 40. So we have used that before. Quite likely. I'm assuming there is some significance to it. We have seen this. Wait, is it possible to delete messages in this game as you can in the original Myst? Because if so, if you deleted this, does this still work? I don't actually think you can in this. Yeah, we've seen this before. Commented it kind of looks like Myst, but not quite. Oh, and this button has lit up now. Wait, that means you're actually quite likely to find this on a first playthrough. But then, of course, would not be able to progress much further. Without that code. But it is interesting that they let you find this relatively easily. Even on a new playthrough. At least I assume it would be there. What is this? Some kind of weird line. And we can turn this around. Okay. Does that accomplish anything? Nothing immediately obvious here, but wouldn't be the first time. Something we did had a distant effect, and actually this kind of reminds me of something. Our screenshot does not show what to do with this, does it? I don't actually know. No, it just shows that it reveals it with the button in the back. Actually, oh, this makes it pretty clear that you have to use the topographical extrusion. This was its initial position with the indentation at the top, so that doesn't help us. So, but this does actually remind me of something we've seen here on Myst. Namely, the walkway to the rocket. Which, as you can see, has that same shape. And in fact, also has the circles. And hey, it seems we have revealed an opening. That's neat. It's an opening to nowhere. Helpful. Wait a second. Okay, I think I need to go on quite a big diet to fit through there. But there's definitely something down there. Water, by the looks of it. But we need that opening to be bigger. Let's see if we can accomplish that. It did kind of snap to the position I put it in when I let go. So hopefully we can control it precisely enough. Oh, it's gone. To push the button again, I guess. Alright, let's see. It wasn't the right, so hopefully this leaves enough space for us to get in. Okay, I'm actually gonna run back. I know I don't usually run, but this is just walking back and forth between the same spot 3 times. And sometimes it's just worth the time saved. Yep, that looks like it still works. So now we can go there. It does make me wonder if there's any more openings behind here, but unless we can somehow link to Uru and find somebody else to help us move this while we're inside, we don't really have any way to find out. We could tell there was nothing on the other side, just a wall. So at least there's that. Oh! Oh, this just leads to the sea. Neat. Guess we could have swam here. 0909. Can I push this button? Apparently yes, but I need to be in this view. Well, we did see a code. I think it was 2735. Let's see if I remembered that. I quite like this display. It's kind of like it's a segmented display, but with curved lines. It's pretty cool looking. Not quite a normal segmented display, because it obviously has like a separate line for the 4. It's also an interesting control, because you can't put the first number of each digit higher than the second one because of it, making it rather complicated to calculate how many combinations there actually are. I am definitely don't have that number ready, nor do I want to do the math in my head. And it was 2735. I think this is as far as you would be able to get. What's happening? Oh. This is as far as you would be able to get, unless you wanted to try every combination, which I think is a little bit against the spirit of Myst. It's a pedestal. Oh, and it opens up. So, unlike in real Myst, we do not find the rhyme book inside the library, but instead out here. Alright, well, trusting that Atreus would not send me to an age that did not have a linking book back to Myst, let's take a look, shall we? This must be the place he described. It does indeed look very cold. I do not know how I am dressed, because I don't have any physical form. But hopefully it is warm enough. Oh, nice. Is that... It's a moon? You could zoom in Riven. I think it was V, but not in this game. Don't think it's our moon. Pretty, though. Atreus called these feathers of ice in his journal, rather than just snow, indicating that it is properly cold here. This does look like it's too cold for just snow. It needs to be around freezing for snow, and this looks like it's well below. Assuming this water is salt, for it not to be frozen. Is this ice? Or is it rock? Kind of hard to tell. Ooh. That looks pretty. Little flakes of ice on the surface catching the light. This makes me think this is ice. Because that's rock. And yeah, it goes without saying, this is very, very cool to see in VR. Shroomy? I heard something. Alright, not quite as silent as Atreus described it, because it is windy right now. This does look like it would be freezing, wouldn't it? Wind chill factor of -40. Celsius or Fahrenheit, it's actually the point at which they're the same. That's the structure we saw in the journal, I think. Guess they have satellite TV here. So this is the age of Rime. I much prefer the age of Reason. I always kind of assumed that was an intentional pun. The Age of Rhyme and Reason, you know. Even though it would be misspelled for that purpose. I didn't find out until much later, certainly much after I made my original Myst Let's Play, where I visited this age in real Myst, that Rime, R-I-M-E, is in fact a type of ice. I didn't learn that until I got my pilot's license, where rime icing is one of the types of icing you learn about. It is when super cold water droplets, like freezing rain, freeze when they come in contact with a surface. So obviously that reference is also intentional. Anything out here? I don't know. Let's check inside first, because it will be less cold there. Why is this here? I was like thinking, is this a ladder to climb up? No. It's just a pipe, I guess? Or maybe just something to anchor the thing into the floor? Not entirely sure. That's a pipe. Okay. That didn't want to open all the way. Shiny. And very, very cold. Well, at least we're out of the wind, I would say. There's a second floor, but that's stuck. So we can't reach the ladder. Yeah, I bet I could jump and grab the bottom rung. And then probably fail, because I don't know if I'd be strong enough to pull myself up. Especially if this is as cold as it looks. But I'd give it a try, that's for sure. That door doesn't open either. Possibly frozen shut. Snow shovels. Very important to have around here. Honestly, considering Atreus probably hasn't been here in a while, I'm surprised this door wasn't blocked by a snowdrift. Oh well, makes things easier for us. Oh, come on. Telling me my one chance to defrost in this place. And I can't reach it. Okay. We are definitely going sledding after we solve whatever puzzles there are to find. If only you could. That would be awesome. Okay. So everything's frozen and we have no heat. That's a problem. We have light. I guess they're fire marbles. Don't know how much heat those produce. Does that help us? That does seem like it goes to the boiler or whatever that is. No. It does not. Can we shut this door again? Oh yeah, okay, it does shut. Maybe we can stop it from getting even colder. Well, let's see what else we can find. There's some towers in the water, or on some islands. I don't think they were mentioned in the journal. That is not just the wind, is it? I don't think it is. What's down there? I have no idea, but it's something. Let's check it out. So far, no sign of a linking book back to Myst, so even if I wanted to warm up, I can't. Yeah, no. You are not convincing me that's the wind. That does something. Not much, though. Alright. Oh, I wonder if this... It sounded like an engine trying to start. Maybe we need to prime it. Getting it into the green, I suppose. Let's just do it all the way. That's as far as it will go. And then it immediately starts dropping again. So let's push the button. Yes! We have some kind of activity. And some little bit of warmth up here. This effect looks okay here. In VR it is disappointingly 2D looking. Alright. Do we... No. Don't think there's anything else we can do with this. Nor can we turn this off. So, yeah. Presumably turns off by itself after some time, or there is some mechanism to turn it off that we're just not seeing. Because I doubt it had never been turned on before. That was just a shadow. I thought maybe there was like a frozen stream across here. But no, it's just a shadow. I'm being dumb. Okay, I really like the ambience here. Gotta say, it's probably the second prettiest age in this game, after Selenitic. But then I do like snowy places. Always been a fan of them. Okay, I can hear gas now. So I guess it's a good thing we switched this. Because if we switch it back... Yeah, that clearly turns it off. Alright, so now we should have the ability to heat this place, which is good. Maybe we can A, warm ourselves up, and B, warm the room up, so that maybe we can get some movement into this door and that ladder. And wait a second, it occurs to me that maybe I shouldn't be standing in a room with gas coming in with the door shut. Well, what's the worst that could happen? I feel just fine. Okay, less fine now. Yeah, this is a little Easter egg. It's actually an achievement as well. Happens if you stand here for 30 seconds. I think it's continues for every 30 seconds. It does not cause any other ill effects or game over. It would be funny if waiting for this long to turn it on with the door shut would cause the whole hut to blow up, but that doesn't really fit Cyan's design ethos. And yes. With the heat turned on, the room falls out remarkably quickly. You can call that artistic license. Is that just light under? I wish I had a crouch button, because is that just light under there, or is there heat underneath the table as well, like funneled from here somehow? It's possible, because it does... this isn't just a chimney, maybe? I don't know. Kind of like a kotatsu. Which would be very nice here. Can you see any effects of what we did outside? Not really. It doesn't... I guess it isn't just a chimney, because it doesn't seem to be leading outside, that pipe. Or if it does, I can't see where it comes out. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that pumps heat to other places via pipes. Maybe this is part of it, who knows. Let's keep that shut. Keep it nice and warm in here. Originally you had to have it shut to defrost the room. I think that's still the case. Let's check upstairs first. See if we can move this now. We can. Neat. Ooh, I could do with some tea. It's not quite fire marble, but it might be the same material. What's this? Property of Cirrus. Uh-oh. Start 5/23. That's probably a dunny date. There's no year, so it doesn't really help us much. I don't have any don't remember any date to compare it to. Let's see. It's very exciting to get to see one of Father's ages so soon after he completes it. Usually he makes us wait so long before allowing us to visit. He told me Rime would be cold, but I was still completely surprised by just how much breathing in the air hurt. Father gave me this journal for my Rime observations. He said that Akinar would also get one when he visits, and not to spoil the surprise. I hope I can convince my brother to come next time. Now that I'm more used to the cold, I can see how beautiful this place is. Father's skill with the art is amazing. Father explained his theories about the Everdune's crystals today. He wants to try to build a machine to view ages without linking to them. He hopes that the crystals will refract light through the linking panels and show what's on the other side. It sounds impossible, but I know he can figure it out. I've begun my experiments on the crystals. Father asked me to find a way to control how much each crystal refracts light. He even gave me my own workspace, just like his. I'll start by leaving each crystal out in the cold for different lengths of time to see if the different temperature changes anything. I can solve this, I know it. Father has asked me to return home to Myst. I hope it's not because I'm distracting him. I know I have a lot of questions, but he asked me to do these experiments. I just want to keep trying to figure it out. Akinar decided to join me this time. Watching his shock at the cold was very amusing. Father has built more dwelling space, and now we have a wonderful spot to view the lights. He asked us to help him finish the construction, but soon I will return to my crystal experiments. I've come up with some new ideas while away that I'm excited to test. I'm not having much success with the crystals. The amount of refraction is always changing. I can't seem to get a constant reading. It's very frustrating. But I realized something. I think Father's approach might be wrong. There's just no way to get reliable refraction from these crystals like this. I think I have an idea to solve it, but I don't know how to bring it up. I don't want to sound foolish to Father. Maybe he knows best, and I just don't see things like he does. And some drawings of glasses, strangely enough. I wonder if that's related to what he's talking about. It does look like he's drawing refraction. Akinar encouraged me to tell Father about my ideas, so at last I did. He called it brilliant. He started working with Akinar to build a machine to cut the crystals straight away. It's nice to see my ideas accepted so quickly without being told they're unworkable or unsound. Oh, so that's his idea, to cut the crystals into, like, lenses. That makes sense. And it looks like Atreus is usually kind of critical of Sirius's ideas. We're back from Myst again. It was a nice break from all the snow and ice. Father asked us to return to Rime without him, which he only does when he needs to talk to Mother about something serious. Why can't they just say what they want in front of me? I'm not a child anymore. When I'm grown and have sons of my own, I won't ever hide serious things from them. We finally saw the whales tonight. We hear their song once in a while, but they've never come close enough for us to see until now. From the big cliff behind the observation tower, we saw a massive whale appear in the cove, followed by two smaller ones. Father said there were 3 of them just like us. Or just like us, because there's 3 of them too. Then he laughed and called us his little whale calves, which got a groan from me and a handful of snow from Akanar. I wanted to stay out and keep watching, but Father lectured me about how it was too dangerous to be there alone. I protested, but he just gave me that sad look. That means let it go. Fine, I'll just wait until later tonight, think of it. I'm so sorry, Father. And Mother. If I die, I'm so sorry. My brother bandaged me up and said that my thick skull protected me, but I know it could have been a lot worse if he hadn't found me. Akanar, thank you, and I'm sorry. I've been back working with Father for a few days now, but I've been too tired to write. I keep needing to take breaks to sit and rest because my side still aches quite a lot. Akanar keeps giving me looks, but I'll be okay. I want to see this to the end. And we're very close to completing the crystal imager, but I'm really nervous. What if it doesn't work? Will we have to start all over again? It sounds like we'll find out tomorrow. It works! We saw Myst Island. We were even able to see Stone Ship by adjusting the lenses. I can't believe it. My brother and I keep going back and forth between books, reading out the lens settings and viewing each age over and over again, and as if it were a game. Father seems more relieved that the work is finally completed. I'm sure he misses Mother too. I can't wait to return home and tell her what I did. What we did. And then there is a drawing here with some colors, shapes, and numbers. Don't know the significance of it, but better take a picture. And, it sounds like something big happened to Cirrus. Presumably when he went back to watch the whales, but not quite clear what exactly happened. Just don't quite know what these drawings are either. Something to do with the work they're doing, which apparently is something to try to watch other ages without going there. Which makes sense, because Atreus did say in his journal that he was trying to find a way to find out how Gen is doing. See if he's still trapped without risking going there. I guess these are the wills. That must be what we have been hearing. Is this the pattern in which they swim or something? I'm not sure. This seems like a hazard, but sure. What do we have here? That's another little whale figure-like thing. Some blankets, also very welcome here, I'm sure. And another journal. Akanar's journal. His handwriting is not quite so neat. Some drawings on the cover as well. It's interesting to see the brothers getting along like that. I never got the impression, both from their interactions in Myst and Myst 4, that they got along very well. But I guess before they got corrupted by greed and lust for power, they had a better relationship, both among themselves and with their dad. Another gift journal from Father. He doesn't quite get that I barely use these. Then again, here I am writing in it, so I guess I shouldn't complain. It's always a kind gesture. He's drawing in it too. This is the dwelling we're in. These are either curtains or some kind of aurora. We have seen mention of lights in the sky, so it's probably that. And the heater downstairs. My brother was right. The lights in the sky are unbelievable to see firsthand. The way they dance and shimmer behind the clouds fills me with a kind of peace that's hard to put into words. Cirrus paces when he's either trying to work out a difficult problem or when he's upset. Tonight, it's upset pacing. Head down, staring at the floor, big wide stride. Usually I just let him stew until he sorts it out, but he's been going on for hours like this. Guess I'll just have to be a big brother and talk him through it. Turns out he was upset because he thinks Father's ideas for the crystals are wrong, and he's too nervous to admit it to him. I always knew Father's opinions mattered a lot to Sirius, but he needs to get past this idea that Father can never be wrong. Working outside for too long causes a dull ache behind my eyes. Even the normal light here is off somehow. I'm not sure how they deal with it. Maybe my brother's thick skull blocks it out. Sirius, if you're reading this, that was a joke. Don't go crying to Father. It looks like Sirius is thinking that... Akinar thinks that Sirius might be reading his journal. Father asked me to help him design and build a device for cutting the crystals into thin sheets. From the big grin on Sirius's face, it's clear that this was the big idea he was afraid to share. Looks like I was right. Again. This little brat thinks he's being so sneaky. I'm watching you over there, scribbling down your little plans. Look at you, you think no one knows what you're planning, but I do. Guess I'll have to go keep an eye on him. Stupid child! Stupid, pea-brained idiot! I was right. He snuck out to watch the stupid Wills, slipped and cracked his head on some ice. Could have gone right over the edge if I hadn't been there. Writing just to have some... I have something to put to my mind to. Writing just so I have something to put my mind to. The smudges made the sentence seem weird to me. His injury seemed severe at first, but after cleaning it, I can see that it isn't serious. A big scrape on his side and a really good knock on the head were the worst of it. He begged me not to tell Father, as if there was any chance I would. As clever as he is, Sirius is still just a child. And we know from Myst 4 that Akinar is the older brother, so... Told Father, Sirius felt ill and needed to take a day to sleep it off. He nodded and immediately asked me to help him with his work. I know he cares for us both, but would it kill him to at least be a little concerned? Though I have to admit, it was nice to spend the day working together, just us. It's been a long time since we've done that. Father is absorbed in the final touches of his book device, so I doubt he'll notice if I repurpose some of the leftover parts from Stone Ship. I have a little project of my own in mind. Shouldn't take more than a few hours if I just bolt the entire thing to the railing. Father's device works. Being able to see Channelwood without physically being there is truly unbelievable. For all their kind words about how much I contributed, I know this is more of their achievement than mine. They deserve to be proud. And a sort of similar diagram as in Sirius's journal, so... Taking our picture. I'm not sure what he's talking about, his own project there. Bolted to the railing. Maybe we'll find out. Okay. So I guess this is what Atreus wanted us to see. A little glimpse into his sons before they were all evil and stuff. But what else is here? Another door, for one. I guess we'll find out what's behind it in the next video.